All right, everyone, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Tuesday, April 19th, 2022. If you've not done so already, please like, comment, subscribe, etc. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts and analysis. Anyways, confirmed trend day here. We'll get into Netflix in a minute, doing this video a little bit later today. Had some stuff going on before the close, but we had a confirmed trend day here. If we take a look at the heat map, pretty much green across the board. Very broad-based rally, except for energy. You see Exxon down, Chevron, and Pfizer down a little bit there as well. But those energy stocks, the XLE stocks getting hit a little bit, XLE down 0.8% there. And, you know, that is not good, or that is not bad for the stock market, I should say. It's good for the economy. And that is kind of how the market is looking at it. Commodities did get hit pretty sharply today. We'll also talk about that. Let's take a look here at the ES. So I want to show you this hourly here. Nice move. It is coming back in off Netflix a little bit here, but nice little breakout above this trend line. And then kind of hugged above this 200 moving average. This is the hourly, by the way. And then a pop here, and then obviously Netflix bringing it back down a bit. Although IBM did get a bid here. So let's take a look at IBM. Yeah, up a couple points there in the after hours. So, you know, decent move for IBM. That is probably helping out a little bit, but obviously Netflix taking out the, let's just get it out of the way now. Netflix getting absolutely tanked here, barfing, puking, whatever you want to call it, all the way down to 264. So that brings you down to this 200-month moving average. So there is a ton of support down, or excuse me, 100-month moving average, still a ton of support, really oversold, by the way, but absolutely just getting flattened. I mean, this is pretty bad for this stock that was $700, you know, less than half a year ago. Pretty amazing move there for Netflix off the highs, and a total exodus from this name right now. Them losing subscribers as opposed to them thinking they were going to get subscribers obviously hurts them very much. And it's hurting tech. Triple Q's down a couple bucks here in the after hours, down to 343, down from 346. Spider's only down about $1.50, so not a terrible loss there. Spider's actually holding kind of this consolidation area. So we'll see where it opens tomorrow. The positives here for the market and for tech is that Netflix just really lowered the bar. So now everybody's going to be jittery about Tesla, about Apple, Amazon, etc., worried about inflation, but now the bar is set really low, right? So that could be the positive there looking over this. We'll see where it opens tomorrow. Maybe it gets some ground back, but obviously a big beat down there for Netflix overall. In any case, I don't expect this to really change anything on the market here. They did rally us up really nicely. From a technical standpoint, the reason why I've been saying this for weeks is technically all we did was make a 50% retrace. So it's not like we had a gap down and a major flush and some technical chart damage. You know, this was a nice controlled, you know, I just showed you that E-mini. You can see this, you know, a nice little downtrend, kind of, you know, steep pullback, but it's nice and controlled, you know, like parallel lines here on the bottom to the top, you know, just kind of a nice, you know, kind of flaggish type look. You know, nothing wrong with that. And again, it's just a 50% retrace really from the lows here on the fibs. So nothing terrible when you see that. And that's why I've been saying that, you know, this market really isn't, you know, this sell-off here isn't really anything much more than a pullback. And there's still a very good chance that we can move higher. And we saw that today, a trend day, gapping up and really just running here pretty much all day long outside of that little bit of consolidation that we had. Anyways, let's flip over here. Let's look at the triple Qs. So, you know, down a little bit in the after hours here, but it did get a push up today, obviously stalled out at this red bar high. So it's going to have to clear that, and it's going to have to clear 347.69 on a closing basis. That would clear this for a move higher. On the spiders, let's go back quickly, really fast. We did clear this level here on the spider. So 444.73, that red bar high, did not get above 445.75. So that is going to be the next kind of proving point there, line in the sand. If you close above that, that opens the door for a move up. I did a little calculation before the close, and I do have us moving up potentially to 452. That's based on an hourly calculation, and that the move on Netflix doesn't change that. So that could be in the works for tomorrow. Something else to keep an eye on. So we looked at the semis here, or we talked about the semis earlier, but you know, they did get above this red bar high, not this one. So good job for the semis there, but NVIDIA did lag a little bit today. kind of a soft move here, not getting anywhere near Thursday's high. So a little bit of softness. Apple was also a little weak. Google and Microsoft also a little weak. So we'll see if tomorrow, we continue higher. If the market's able to recover and continue higher, it'll be interesting to see if these stocks start to rotate and take leadership, because they weren't really doing that today. One area that was taking leadership was IGV. Cloud software had a really nice day here, up 2.69%. Unity with a very nice day. Zoom also up as well. Snowflake lagging a little bit, but some of these cloud stocks did very well. Coupa got back a lot of those losses, up 4%. Oracle, nice move there, 1.7%. That's a big move for Oracle. So good move for cloud stocks here. And we'll see if they kind of rotate out a little bit tomorrow. Maybe big tech can take the leadership. Outside of Tesla, big tech was a little bit softer, but Tesla with a nice day there. Anyways, let's look at the Dow Transports here. So Dow Transports, DJT, nice move back into this trend line. I don't expect this to be huge resistance, although it may stall out a little bit. You got all these moving averages up here, so there's going to be a lot of resistance. This is a big sell bar. This green bar low is your breakdown area. So, I still see a little bit more upside here for the transports, but it does have a lot of work to do right now, and there is quite a bit of overhead resistance. The one good thing, though, is for the jets. So they lifted that mask mandate, and that seemed to help out the airliners as well. Uber also jumped on the bandwagon and lifted their mandate as well. That stock up 6% today. So nice move there. Let's take a look at Lyft. Let's see here. Yeah, Lyft up 5% today as well. So I didn't hear any news about them, but I expect they'll probably jump on the bandwagon in sympathy there. Anyways, rates here. So call the market police, because the 10-year Treasury yield was up again, as was the 30-year, and stocks were higher. So, a lot of people are angry and confused about this, but essentially, as long as the yield curve isn't inverting, stocks can move up with higher yields. So that is very important to understand. Also, you had these tech stocks that were really oversold. Triple Qs sold off pretty sharply. The semis basically went to double bottom here. So you had to figure these were due for a bounce. And sometimes you're just getting a technical move, even with, the fundamentals not quite confirming them. So nothing terrible here. I still think rates, let's take a look at the 30-year. We did touch 3% today. So got all the way up to 3.018 on the 30-year. And it did pull back off the highs. 10 TNX, the 10-year, did not quite get there yet. I still think it probably has to satisfy that number, or at least get very close before some type of a rug pull. But nice move there for rates. Again, no surprise, they're up basically every single day now. Anyways, HYG high yield debt did hold on to the lows again. But, overall, just kind of a pause day here. Was basically flattish to negative. Again, we got to watch this on a weekly close. That red bar low there is a pretty good line in the sand. XHB, ITB also bouncing, so getting a nice bid here. Again, these are oversold as well. VNQ, we've been talking about this pullback pattern for weeks now, and this is a good one. It's a beauty one. Not quite breaking out yet, but a nice little breakout, or potentially breakout bar with good volume. So we'll see if we can get follow through tomorrow. But again, there's a lot of resistance up in this zone, but that's what you consolidated for. And when I see that, I don't see any problems. So when a stock consolidates beneath a breakdown area, that's telling you typically it wants to go higher. Anyways, XLF here, financials, nice day, 1.37% here. JPM up 2%. Basically filling this gap here, so we'll see what that does tomorrow. Bank of America, a nice follow-through day. Again, we talked about that pierce of double bottom and a nice recovery. Bank of America needed it, and it got a good earnings report and nice follow-through today. Wells Fargo also pushing up to the upside. By the way, how about that Goldman? I told you guys 310. So if you took that freebie I gave you, you're up over 8% here on Goldman. Nice pop there on GS. Morgan Stanley also bidding up nicely, 2.8% on the day. So financials getting a bit of a bid. Let's look at the broker dealers also getting a nice bid, getting out of this range. So that is a good sign for financials and for the market in general. All right, energy. Crude got hit here, down 5%. It is continuing lower here after hours, just a little bit. Closing below that 20-day moving average. Little uptick in volume there too. It's trying to hold on to that 50. But I will say, if this does push lower here, you've got a series of lower highs now. So if it comes down here and tests 95, $94 again, it's probably going to break. At least that's what the probabilities would dictate. Now, I've been telling you guys for weeks now that 85 is going to be major support, and it should be, but at this point, it may actually get through that a little bit, given the fact that you've already kind of come down and made lower highs. So I could see it actually piercing through that. You do have the 50-week moving average at 80 bucks. So if you did pierce through 85, $80 would be a really good level there for a big bounce on crude. But again, this is all hypothetical. There's nothing to say that this doesn't make a higher low and then continue up. But a nice reversal there for crude, and that obviously did help the market as well. XLE basically just pausing here, a little doji candle. Same thing with XOP, still inside of this little wedge pattern, and the OIH did pull back off the highs as well. Let's talk about it. Nat gas was down almost 11% at one point. Actually, I think it was down 11%. It is bouncing now after that initial sell-off, but you know, at this point, nobody wants to hold this massive bag right now, and I don't expect it to this bounce to last very long. I think it has to go down and test that 650 area. Your target here in the near term is going to be that 20 moving average upsloping into that 650 area. So that's where you broke out of. You got that back test of that trend line. There's a lot of support in that area. That should get a bounce, and I think that will get tested. And that's, you know, there's a reason why they call nat gas the widowmaker. It's because it comes down without warning and very quickly and very sharply. Look at the heavy volume there. Expect that to flush out a little bit more here. Again, I talked about this the last couple of days, but you have leverage involved now. And sometimes the fundamentals just, I don't care how good the fundamentals are, if there's leverage involved and this thing falls a couple points, that will trigger margin selling, which then triggers more margin selling, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. Anyways, 650, pierce of that is kind of my expected move here on nat gas. Anyways, dollar index also up a little bit here with the higher yield. Again, this is basically the same story. Yields up, dollar up. Nothing new to report there. Gold also coming back in as well, down 1.75% here in the after hours on the day. And we talked about that 2,000 level. I said that was going to be resistance. It pulled back. Again, gold being down, crude being down, nat gas being down, silver down. So look at the GDX here. Big gap down there on the GDX. Silver down. Also copper, palladium, platinum. We'll talk about those in a second. This is also good for the market. And also says maybe, you know, it could be nothing, could be something, but this, you know, could signal that maybe there's some fear leaving the market a little bit. Maybe somebody knows something. Maybe there's going to be some type of short-term resolution in Russia, Ukraine. Who knows? That could be saying something to us. Take a look at the VIX here, getting walloped today. Is bouncing a little after hours now as after Netflix getting hit, but did get smoked down and almost to that 20 handle there towards the end of the day. But again, the gap down in GDX, SILJ getting rejected at 1550. That was the level I gave you guys. Silver, I said 2650. That's where it was going to have resistance, and that's where it went and came back in. So will be interesting to watch. Maybe it's one day phenomenon, maybe not. But if these start coming in, that is going to be good for the market. That is signaling that hedges are coming off potentially. Anyways, platinum also pulling back as well, obviously. And palladium, same kind of deal. Nothing terrible there, though. And copper as well. Nice sell-off on copper, down over 2%. So again, trying to flag up, and it's holding this range, but a good little dump there on copper for the most part. Anyways, let's flip over and talk about the coins. I keep every single day tell you guys these are leading indicators, and that reversal yesterday made my antennas go up, and sure enough, we got a beautiful trend day here in the markets. And man, Bitcoin and Ether are just such good leading indicators. Now again, still got to deal with these red bar highs here. So 32.15, that bar high right there, and Bitcoin obviously that is 42.441. That is going to be your high there. It also coincides with this 50-20 moving average necktie there. So we'll be watching that. But if you can close above that, again, that, you know, opens the door for a move back up to, you know, 46, 47, maybe 48 there on Bitcoin. On Ether, you'd be looking at, you know, the highs here, basically back up to that 200 moving average, 34, 3,500. But again, watch these, you know, watch the coins. If they start to bid again, that could tell us that the market maybe is going to, you know, shake off whatever Netflix earnings and look past that and maybe to the other big tech. Now, again, what I was saying before, you know, Netflix definitely just lowered the bar. So I think we have Tesla. I want to say Tesla reports tomorrow, and I think the rest of the big boys are next week. Amazon, look at Amazon today, by the way. Holy crap, 3.5% up. But Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Apple, I believe, report next week, but I think Tesla is tomorrow. I have to double check on that one. But in any case, bar is lowered. So, nothing to say that this can't be, we can't sell off completely, they can't miss, but that bar being lowered does definitely count for something going into some of the rest of these big tech earnings. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. You guys take care. Thanks for watching. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.